Playing some Bally Strikes and Spares today, one of their early solid-state games from the late 70s. One ball two, I had a really good first ball when I was testing out my camera angles and stuff, so I figured I'd just keep playing it out. Strikes and Spares is one of my favorite types of older games where it's just up top all day via the spinner if possible. That's the basic strategy. And it's very satisfying to get some spinner rips going if you can make it work. There's lots of fun flipper skills on this one. Like, there's lots of good opportunities for drop catches and live catches, and dead bounces, and tap passing. Hey Ben, how's it going? Got to get that spinner. Almost a whiffed drop catch, but I managed to flail and save it. The most important of all pinball skills is, can you successfully flail and save when you botch something? Oh, lost the spinner shot. It's only the most important shot in the game. That was a little bit too late. There we go, backhand it. Okay, so I completed the bowling pins, which scores a strike. The strike value is tracked across the middle there, so currently the next strike will be worth 20,000 points, which is not bad. You can also click the strike value as well by getting it in the saucer on the top right. But the best way to get there is via the spinner, like everything. Ah, another whiff drop catch. A Grand Prix is not set up super steep because it only has like pretty shallow leg levels on it. And a lot of their depth is used just getting the game level on my kind of sloping garage floor. It could do with like 3-inch leg levels being put on it to make it like a little bit more, a little bit steeper. And yeah, it's a little bit floaty, and combined with the cupping of the inserts on the older playfield, you kind of have to be like a physics whiz in order to figure out where the spin and the cupping of the inserts are going to take the ball sometimes. So I think if I actually make it steeper, it'll be easier to play because you'll get less of the inserts will affect it less. This one here has brand new legs on it, and it has long leg levers in the back, so I can get it nice and steep, and it made it play significantly faster when I set up like that. Okay, so that B lane, because the light above it was lit, scored a strike, as well as lighting the spinner. If it's not lit, it just lights the spinner. That's a bugger. Double bonus, but the bonus is not really worth much. plunge. And that's how you whiff a tap pass. Slightly too much on it and into the slings. Okay, 709 to start, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't really know how fast like a lot of the EMs were set up in the day. Like, were they set? They can't have been set too steep because they all came with short leg levelers, but maybe we're all used to games playing a lot faster than they were. So they feel too floaty unless we set them up super steep. Okay, so yeah, the ideal plunge on this is to hit the B lane, because the B lane at the top lights the spinner. When the spinner is lit, it's 1,000 points to spin, which is good value. Completing the ABC lanes at the top, doubles, triples, then 5x is the bonus. And those lanes kind of retain their state between balls, which is kind of weird. Like sometimes you only need to get one lane to double your bonus on a ball, and other times you could get all three. Okay, so it lights the spinner, completes the lanes for the 3x or the 2x bonus, and then immediately drains. Wow. Okay, so completing spear on the right, the stand-up targets there lights extra ball on an in lane, which alternates as points are scored, maybe? I don't know, alternates when something is scored, I'm not sure. Might be when 100 is scored. Oh. That was a fumble from taking my eye off the ball. That was the end of the game. Always wants to pop to the A. Come back here. Hey Borg Dog, how's it going? My stream including, yeah, I have some music playing because this game has no like background sound like a lot of the modern games, so I tend to put some background music on the stream. Maybe it's too loud, I don't know. I can't hear it from here. If it's too loud, let me know and I can tweak it. If I'm playing well, like, there's tons of chimes as background music, but if I'm missing everything, then it's just silence for a while, and it's kind of a bit of a bummer. Yes, up and down the B lane there for 2 strikes in a row. Yeah, this is one of the early solid states before they had electronic sounds, so it's all just chimes. Yeah, I rebuilt the chime unit on it, and it sounds amazing after the chime rebuild. The person who had this before, I guess, at some point the nylon tips had broken off the plungers in the chime unit, and it was just bare metal smashing on the chime bars, so there was like big dents. Big dents in it. Yeah, so I was saying chimes is a good era. Like I like a lot of the like late 70s, very early 80s machines are good fun. Like I really want to find some more. I want to find a Paragon, Flash Gordon, games like that. Like I played a couple of those lately, and I really enjoyed them. So, and I'm actually selling this one in the very near future. So, I'm gonna be kind of sad. This one was one of my Facebook Marketplace finds. I found that it was listed on Facebook Marketplace for, I think, $300 by a guy in Sacramento. Had been in his garage for 8 or 10 years and he hadn't played it since, but he'd owned it for the previous 15 years as well. And it was a right mess. Like it had a ton of corrosion on the MPU, and the playfield was like caked in dirt and grime, and most of the displays didn't work and things like that. So, but $300, not a bad price for some fun work. And like the back glass is in great shape. Oh, it has a knocker, I guess, because I must have had the strike value up to special, so I got a free credit on my free play game. Skipped out of the saucer. Come on, you kidding me? This is like the only game that I have that I can reliably tap pass on. And it was fun kind of figuring that out, figuring out how to do that. I think Eric on Discord at one point mentioned in passing, like, oh, this is what I do to tap pass. Which is kind of like cupping your hand, and so that your middle finger, and using your middle finger to hit it, and then you can't actually press the button all the way in. You kind of just like tap the flipper button. And I tried that like once, and it worked perfectly, and I do that ever since. And now I can actually tap pass in this game. I don't always have it down. Like I'm probably like 75% of the time I can do it, and the rest of the time it's either way too hard or too soft. And too hard is slightly better than too soft, because too soft just tends to end up in quite an embarrassing drain down the middle. Yeah, I love this game for just like practicing like flipper skills, like passing and catches and stuff like that. It's good for practicing alley passes because like the ball can't make it around this bend in the in lane, so like you can't like shats it out the top and into the out lane. Scoop kick out is kind of sketchy. It wants to try and kick it down the middle. There we go. Love it when it rolls up and down the B lane like that. When this that was a botched tap pass. Then I missed the button and did not flip it, and instead I watched it go down the middle. Yeah, if you look at the playfield on this, it could be an EM, right? Like the only thing that will kind of distinguish it is that the state held over between balls, even with multiple players. Like very few EMs did that, because you need a lot more parts to keep the state for each player, basically. So my general strategy on this is just spam the spinner all day, try and hit the B lane to get the spinner lit so it's worth 1,000 points rather than 100 points to spin, and try and get the B lane lit so I can score strikes up top. I never try and actually hit the pins, I guess as it were, on the playfield, because shooting directly at the pops feels like a bad idea. But once the strike value is built up high enough, I aim for the saucer. Which determines which bowling pins are lit and unlit. Oh, they're star rollovers, so they all start off lit, and as the ball rolls over them, it knocks that pin over, unlights it, and when you get all of them down, it scores a strike, advances the strike value, and then relights them all. And being star rollovers, they are kind of finicky. You have to get them like bang on. Lit into rollovers. Yeah, if you look on your Avengers, you'll find that the lane. What's it called? It's the. I don't know. There's one of the skill shots is a green star rollover on a Avengers at the back, kind of in the back behind everything, that is used for skill shot. But I think it's a different more reliable mech than they used back in these days, which is just this is just a leaf switch underneath the rollover, and it's very tricky to get it adjusted just right. So some of my rollovers roll over reliably, and other ones have to be bang on. Okay, spinner. That was not the spinner. Let's find the spinner again. That was a sad spinner shot. Okay, so I completed spear, which means I have the in lane lit for extra ball. Nudged too far. Try to nudge it back into the B. I nudged it way back. That feed from that right lane here by the saucers, it can be absolutely punishing. Okay, so I have two exponents lit. I haven't advanced the strike value at all, so scoring a strike is worth a whopping 500 points. How am I on ball 5 and I haven't advanced the strike value? That's amazing. Finally advanced the strike value. Can't find. Well, at least I cracked 100,000, I suppose. When it like hops out of the in lane, makes me very sad. I feel like there must be some clever way to nudge in that situation to kind of trap it in the in lane. But I haven't quite figured out what it is. See? Does it again. Nudging is like, I don't know, it takes a lot of practice to figure it out, and a lot of it's just about predicting where the ball is going to go, and like, I don't really try and do any of the big slides or anything like that you see people do in tournaments and stuff, because it's hard work. Anytime I try and do that, I end up with like sore arms the next day. But like nudges around slingshots and nudges in these rollover lanes and stuff like that are pretty straightforward. Mostly I just nudge upwards. I'm just giving it more energy. Occasionally I do like a little bit of sideways nudging. That tap pass was too hard. Yeah, I mean, I have furniture sliders underneath my sterns, partially because if you try and slide them at all on my concrete garage floor, like they kind of bind up and then like break free, and it's like it feels like much more violent than it should be. But like mostly like if I'm just playing at home, unless I'm on like a very high score, like I'm not gonna try and put that kind of move on the game, because I just end up sore afterwards. There we go. Come on. Botch the catch again. Drop it straight down the middle, as you do. Yeah, for the longest time, Jurassic Park was my wife's favorite Stern game that we have. I think it probably still is. But when we got it, it didn't have a tilt bob in it, and I never got around to putting one in. And like, my wife is like super violent when she's playing. Like, she's like thumping the machine around and like shaking the absolute crap out of it. Not necessarily in like the most successful way. Like, sometimes it helps, other times it's just like the enthusiasm, but not quite the right technique. So I eventually ended up putting the tilt bob into it and tightening up enough that like it feels like it's kind of similar tilt to what I've seen on location in that game. And she's a little bit less aggressive with it now, but she also, like, I feel like is better at the nudging because she's being a little bit more moderate with what she's doing with it. This kind of thing, right? Like, if you have no tilt bob in it, like, you get comfortable with moving the machine around, which is like when you're first figuring things out, I feel like you're too scared to like move the machine much, and it takes, like, as you get better at it, you can get the same result with less, with like a smaller nudge, right? Like, you know exactly like what the right level of a nudge is for a situation. But when you're still figuring the game out, then you're doing too much, and it's kind of sucks to. It's kind of punishing when you're learning like that. Come back here. Okay, so spinner is lit. I somehow managed to get, I think, 3 hits on the B lane, scoring strikes while that was lit. So that was good times. Come back down here. That was not quite what I meant by back down here. Okay, 300,000. Not a great game. Not a terrible game. I don't know, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, if you're at home playing at home and you never play on location and you don't really care about playing on location, then taking the tilt bob out is like, whatever, it's your game, you play it however you want, right? So like, if it helps you figure out like how much to nudge and when to nudge, then like it's great for learning. And then as you start getting better, you'll start nudging a little bit less, and you'll be like more moderate in what you're doing, and then you whack it back in and start tightening it. Have I rolled this? I've never rolled this. My high score was like 985, I think, but I've never actually rolled it, I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't really keep track. I haven't kept track of my scores on this. Jeez. Okay, completing A, B, and C there gave me 2x bonus. So what I need to do now is build up my bonus. Okay, completing spears, the spear let my extra ball in lane. So maybe it would be nice if I could, if I could alley pass to get the in lane target, but the in lanes are shaped in such a way that you can't roll the ball back up them. There we go, that was a nice gentle nudge to get myself from going down the A lane to going down the B lane and getting the strike value and completing and lighting the spinner. So that was too hard for a tap pass. Like, I'm not great at tap passes, but I am confident enough that I did whip them out playing Paragon for the first time in a tournament recently. I was like, yeah, I can tap pass this. I know that's what you're supposed to do. Tap pass from left to right to make the drop targets for the bonus multipliers. Sadly, that was like the only thing I knew about Paragon. I didn't really know anything else about the rules on Paragon, so I was not very successful other than at getting points other than doesn't really matter though, because I look good doing it. Okay, so I got 15,000 point strike value. Come back here. Bugger it. Outlane slings, nudging any limit. Yeah. Outlane drains on Avengers are... It does seem like that's just like the common drain on that. I don't really have any suggestions for Avengers. I've only had mine for a couple of weeks and I've played a few games on it, but I'm still at the point where I have like huge variance on my games on that. Like, I have a moderately decent high score, but I'm still just as likely to put up like 30 million points or 50 million points as I am to have a decent game, so. I'm gonna put a decent ball together here. I keep on having one okay ball and then 4 terrible ones. I'm assuming that you know about the general kind of wisdom for nudging and slingshots, like where, like as the ball is hitting the top half of the slingshot, like give it a sharp nudge upwards to try and push it out of the slings, and if it's on the bottom half of the slingshot, you nudge like earlier than that, so it kind of pushes the ball further downwards to get it out of the slings. Like that kind of, it's general kind of wisdom that applies to most games, so I'd assume that you're familiar with that. It's always really hard to tell if like nudging in those situations is helping or hurting. Like half the time it feels like maybe the nudging is the problem, but like it's really hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, the timing is tough. Yeah. Oh, that was just Slingtown Drain. Nothing you can do. Jurassic Park was the first. Jesus, that was terrible. Jurassic Park was the first Stone Machine we had, the first modern game we had, and like when I figured out like nudging in the slings, like my ball times went up significantly because like outlane drains were like the thing that was killing me most of the time. When I got the hang of that, my ball times improved significantly. But also, like, part of it is also, if you can not, like, keeping the ball out of the slings in the first place is also a big skill, right? Like, if you can nudge, like on an orbit feed or whatever, to keep the ball out of the slings, or you can, yeah, like reading the ball and where it's going earlier tends to help. Like, it's one of those things that's like 1,000 times easier to talk about than it is to actually do. But one thing that actually does help is I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, obviously, if you just play better, then the nudging will be easier. But like, even if you're missing shots, like, obviously the ball's gonna end up in bad places because that's just pinball. But if you can play, one thing that helps is to play the same copy of the game as someone that's like good at pinball, like amazing at pinball, and like watch how they nudge and when they nudge, because different copies play differently enough that like you don't always do the same thing on different copies of the same game. But if you can play like back to back up to someone better than you, then you can like figure out like, okay, why, like how are they handling the situation that gives me trouble or whatever. That's one thing that like tournaments can be really good for, because like you're playing after like a couple of other people in the same game, and when you're done, you can be like, hey, you can watch what they're doing and figure out how they're handling situations. Another time, and otherwise, you can just like ask them, be like, how are you handling that? Like, why was that not hard for you? It's part of why I want to play more tournaments, is to learn from other people, because most of my pinball has been playing by myself in the garage, and it's kind of limited in terms of like what I can learn. You can watch like streams of other people playing online, but their copy of the game is not the same as yours, so you can... That was a good ball apparently while I was busy yammering. Like, you can get some general ideas from watching streams, but like unless you're actually seeing how the game plays yourself, sometimes it's hard to figure out what's actually applicable. I did learn on this game that if it's doing bad feeds where the saucer kicks out down the middle, for example, like people have a couple of different ways for dealing with the saucer kick out, which is to either like nudge the game, like keep the game moving a little bit so the saucer doesn't really have a chance to settle, and then the kick out is less likely to be consistently down the middle, or like to just kind of spam the flippers to take some energy away from the kick out to change where the saucer kicks out. And that's something I learned by watching like some tournaments on Twitch somewhere. It wouldn't really have occurred to me to do that kind of stuff. I would have been like, okay, the game must not be quite level, so I must have to fiddle with the game instead of changing what I'm doing. obviously you're playing a tournament, you don't have the ability to like to fiddle with the game, so figuring out how to deal with those kind of situations, it's kind of fun. That was a missed tap pass again. Tap passes are a little bit more reliable for me if I do them from a cradle rather than trying to do them on the fly. Light the spinner, rip the spinner. I do find the really simple rule sets like this to be very satisfying because despite the rules being really simple, like it's still really easy to make a mess of it. Like that, that's making a mess of it. Okay, so now I have one pin left to make a strike. So do I try and hit the rollover? I think it worked on the rebound, I guess. That's that was some good bouncing on the B lane there. I got 3 strikes from it. Come back there. Okay, slow it down. Yeah, so now my strike value is lit. It's special. Oh, come on. We pin to modern Stearns, no simple rule sets. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like having a couple of older games like EMs or early solid states around just because you can just turn your brain off. Like, you don't have to think about like the rules and where you are and like where this mode is at and like how many balls do I have locked until this next multi-ball and how do I stack the multi-ball with this mode in the right way and which modes I can stack and can't stack. It's like you just make your shots and and control the ball. Like you can just kind of like turn off that part of your brain and just focus on the ball. It's I find like a much more relaxing way to play. Boom. You also tend to have much shorter game times, which can help. Come on. Like it's pretty unlikely I'm going to have a 35-minute long game of Strikes and Spares or Grand Prix or whatever, but if you ever get into the groove on like Jurassic Park or Deadpool or anything like that, like you can have very long game times. So that was annoying. I got all the way to just maxing out the strikes, then didn't really cash them in at all. Oh. I almost bounced that on the sling enough that it bounced into the out lane, but thankfully I was able to bring it back under control. Not so lucky that time. Yeah, when it's bouncing like that in a risky place, it's always like, do I even nudge it? Because if I nudge it, the chances are I'm going to make it worse. Okay, spinner is lit. Let's just see if I can spam the spinner now. That is not the spinner. Still not the spinner. It's one shot, how hard can it be? Come on. There we go. There we go. Nudge it up there for 3x bonus. And then it bounces out, and I do not collect my extra ball. Okay. So my strike value is not super great. Need to relight the spinner. Okay, that scored a strike, so now we're at 20,000. Slow it down. Come on. I just nudged it up and over the slings, right into the out lane. That's what I mean about sometimes nudging is more harm than good, right? Like, I'm trying to nudge it up and out of the slings, but I nudged it just enough to get above the slings, but not enough to get, not enough to be safe. So. Ah. Keep flipping the ball away when I'm trying to control it, which is not great. Hey, extra ball finally. Those, all of those star rollover targets for the bowling pins are kind of a pain because they're all like the switch part of it's slightly raised, so the ball never rolls flat over, like rolls straight over them, and it's moving slowly. So the ball's kind of bobbling around up in that part of the playfield. It's super unpredictable where it's going to end up. Here we go. I love it when a tap pass comes together. strike, that's good news. Sometimes my tap passes have a little bit too much juice on them. Okay. Spinner. There we go, found the spinner. I guess, oh, it was a special? Okay, yeah, special was lit from completing spare several times in this bowl. Feels like most of what I did on that ball was just spelling spare. I didn't really advance the strikes very much, and I didn't really have a huge amount of luck with the spinner. LED upgrade or traditional bulbs? The playfield inserts are all LEDs. They're yopsicles, which is a thing that some people do on the older Bally games, where it's like a PCB to replace the socket. The PCB has like a bare LED on it, because the Bally sockets from this kind of period are very bad. And all the playfield GI is just still incandescence. Because the sockets are all terrible, and I didn't really feel like going to the effort of replacing the bulbs and leaving terrible sockets. And I couldn't be bothered replacing all the sockets. But yeah, I had to replace I did the inserts because a bunch of the sockets were so flaky that like the pop bumpers would fire and you wouldn't be able to tell which like bulbs would like flicker in and out. So you couldn't tell like which strike value you were on or which bonus you were on or anything like that. So. Come on, out of the slings. I actually just noticed that one of the pop bumpers has a bulb out, so the rightmost pop is supposed to always be lit. At the moment, it is never lit, so. Bouncing on the top of the slingshot. I'm hoping that the pop bumper is just a bulb that's out, because placing the sockets in the pop bumpers is such an absolute pain in the ass. You have to like disassemble half the pop bumper in order to replace them. first two balls went great, and then it's been downhill since then. It hopped over. Yeah, I'd quite like to roll this before I sell it, but I don't know that's going to happen. Especially not if you do that. 3,000 points on a ball. Big value. Have a good one, Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. That salsa kick out is mean. For a while it was being kind to me and putting it on the right flipper, but now it's back to kind of just out of reach. There we go. That pass was too hard. Yeah. Death by salsa kick out again. Maybe I need to start doing the old jiggle before it kicks out. Let's try that again. There we go. Come on. Ooh. Almost fumbled it, but I got it back under control. Spinner is where the points are. 1,000 points of spin starts to add up. Trying to get the ball back into that B lane for 3x bonus multiplier, but I couldn't make it go. Okay, it was a good ball 5. It's a pity about the first 4. was savable. Okay, those are quick 3 balls. Those are quick 4 balls. Okay, spinner is lit. Be nice if I could actually hit the spinner. There we go. There we go. And then I fumbled it. But I did triple my score from the previous 4 balls, so it's not all bad. Stupid hop out of the in lane. I don't know if the... I want to nudge... Maybe I just need to like... Maybe a side to side move there would help it. Settle in the in lane rather than hopping out. Somehow it's starting to feel like I do better when I'm just blathering endlessly rather than playing quietly. Okay, so let's try, I guess, spinner is lit. Ball back on control. No time to get the ball back under control. It's down the out lane. I feel like I'm kind of like, I got a tendency at the moment to be flipping it away when I should be controlling it because my shots are not super accurate when I'm flipping like that. let the spinner whiff the tap buzz again. Comet, during a track sequence, plays like random sound clips every 5 minutes. And occasionally it's like a background sound for like fireworks it does. And it just plays it for as long as it can. It plays it for like, it feels like 30 seconds as one sound just gets stretched out. Find a buyer. Yeah, I found a buyer found somebody who wants to buy 3 of my games, plus maybe this. So I will suddenly have a lot of space, so much room for activities. We'll find out later on if he wants to. He said he might be interested in this. Depends on the price, so we'll find out find out. Oh, come on. That'll give me room to work on repairing and restoring Captain Fantastic I picked up off Facebook, when that was, October or November or something like that. I also found someone who wants to trade for my Venom. I'm trading my Venom Premium for, what was it, a Taxi and a Data East Jurassic Park. So I think that'll be a fun swap. Kind of completely change up my lineup of games in the space of a couple of days. Yeah, I gotta start nudging that again. That salsa kick out has shifted slightly and now it's just Drain City. Miserable. So what I'm learning is I need to nudge aggressively when it's coming out of that kind of right return out of the saucer. Both on the kick out And also if it happens to like miss the saucer. Okay, center lane at the top lights the spinner, which is really the most important shot in the game. Get the spinner lit, rip the spinner. Tilt the game. That was too aggressive trying to redirect the kick out. Yeah, center lane lights the spinner, complete A, B, and C lanes to double, triple, 5x the bonus. When the center lane is lit, the strike above it, you hit that and it builds the strike value in the middle and collects the strike value. You can collect the strike value by hitting the saucer on the top right, and you also build and collect the strike value by hitting all of the rollover targets for the bowling pins, all 10 of them. Which I will say as a fool's errand to try and aim for. Ah, come on. Spinner, please. I say it's a fool's errand, then I go ahead and do it anyway. Wasn't intentional, but tilted again. That all that bonus to it, 3x multiplier. I'm terrified of the feed from the saucer. Yeah, that's how some of my tap passes tend to look. Too much gas on them and it completely clears the slingshot. Right into the outlane. Yeah, okay. Flippers don't seem to change the path of that ball in the kick out. So gotta find the right level of nudging to get the kick out to be safe without tilting it like I've been doing. Early nudge to the left, like right after it kicks out. That's probably a good choice. Like I tried that in the past and I can never get the timing consistent, but maybe I should give it another go. don't know if that was the right timing or if I just got lucky. There's not a lot of time between when the ball kicks out of the saucer and when it comes off the end of that ball guide. And I guess if I was to nudge it further up the machine, there you go, I could get enough energy on it. Nudging it at the in front of the machine, it feels like I put like a lot of effort, a lot of force into it at the front in order to get it to move at the back. Oh, fuck. Completely flubbed the tap pass. It's embarrassing when you try and tap pass and you just miss the flipper button entirely. Missing the spinner with a little bit early to the left tends to result in it rocketing right back into the out lane. I think the solution for that problem is just get better at aiming. Or in my case, I'll just start missing late instead. Come on. I seem to have like lost the timing on the spinner shot. Also on my tap passes. My tap passes are all going into the slings. Like the spinner did not advance the strike, which is sad. There we go, that's a tap pass. That's what I was trying to do all this time. All that work getting the spinner lit, and I immediately drain the ball. Hey, finally advanced the strike value. The nudge had worked a couple of times in a row, but then didn't work that time. Didn't quite have the timing right on that. Come on. Sling to death. Okay, spinner is lit. That's a good start. Spinner is spun. That's also a good start. That classic inlane to outlane hop. Now I have to start over. Light the inlane, light the spinner again. Come on. There we go. Tap, pass, spinner. That's what I'm trying to do this entire damn time. Is just control the ball, tap pass to the spinner, tap pass left to right, make the spinner shot. It's like the only thing I need to do in this game. And then the number of times that the ball has hopped from the top of the in lane into the out lane is too damn high. Is there any trick to getting the ball to kind of like not bounce out of the wire, the inlane when it hits the wire like that? I wonder if I can. Like, is there a certain direction I nudge it in that it will kill the energy? I don't really know. Seems like the answer is no. Houdini hit the wire laying that, really? Maybe it did, I don't know. It's been so long since I've played Houdini. kind of back to having very mediocre games. I started off very hot. My first game today was like 730,000. And then I've had maybe one game above 500,000 since then. Oh, you've got a Houdini? That's fun. I had a Houdini for, I don't know, like 2 months maybe? I played it a bunch. It was kind of fun. It's kind of frustrating. So I found someone who wanted to trade it, and I traded it. Actually, I traded it with the same person that's buying my Twilight Zone and Twilight Zone Fishtails and Johnny Mnemonic. It's the same guy I traded the Houdini to. That saucer pickup, Jesus. Saucer kick out is just absolutely murdering me. I always feel like an absolute legend when I pull off like a tap pass on the fly. Like on the fly tap passes and alley passes are like so satisfying to do. I'm on bull 5, I've not yet advanced my strike value. Other American pinballs, Legends of Valhalla. Oh, I have never seen one of those. Actually, I lie. I saw one of those in person at Golden State Pinball Festival last year, but there was always a line in front of it, so I never got a chance to play it. So it'd be fun to have it. Fun to have a go on that one. That was brutal. Drilled it directly into the post on the slingshot, and it hopped into the outlane. So. School is calling me. Daughter's school is calling me despite it being 5:30. Yeah, like I like some things that American Pinball was trying to do, but like Houdini, the layout was like close to being a lot of fun, but it was just some of the shots were just hard. I could never make there's like the lane that goes around the back. I think it's the one that ends up kicking it into the saucer. Like kicking it into the trunk. I could never make that shot when I tried. I could make it all the time accidentally, but never when I needed to. And the weird shot on the left that's kind of like above like on the very low on the left side. It was such a hard shot to make consistently. And I feel like there was like a couple of shots that were like a couple of modes when those were like super critical. And I'd occasionally get into a state where I could make them consistent. Like I have a game where I'd make them consistently, and I'd have some great scores. And like a lot of the time, I just couldn't hit the damn things. It was just infuriating. Yeah, the milk can. That's the one. But yeah, the artwork on it is great. The animations are all the animations on the LCD screen are absolutely terrible. But yeah, the rules are pretty fun. It's like it's really close to being like a good game. Yeah, I traded mine for Cactus Canyon, which I also got rid of relatively quickly. I didn't really like Cactus Canyon all that much either. Too much juice on the tap pass. I love the up and down in the B lane here. It's just light your spinner, get you a little bit of strike advance. Very nice. That timing on that, if you happen to get the bounce on that B lane when it's lit, is amazing. It scores like 30 or something, 30,000 points in one go. It was fun. The ball had enough spin on it that it kind of walked up the slingshot rubber. There was a free credit on the special. Another free credit on the special. How many free credits do I need on my free play game? I'll just go ahead and tilt out my 3x bonus. Bloody hell. Just trying to save the kick out from that saucer. What was that, like 90,000 points I gave up? That was dumb. That was dumb. On plus side, strike value Let's get it together. Okay, light the spinner again. Tap past it like I know what I'm doing. Come on. I mean, in theory, the smart thing to be, like, the best thing we're doing for points right now is be to spam the spinner, but I'm so scared of the kick out that... And I just whiffed the tap pass again. I could spam the spinner, but I'm not sure I'd survive it as a thing, so... Ah, come on. 708, that was my second best game of the day, and it could have been a lot better if it wasn't for user error, we'll say. Skill issue. Brutal slingshots. Gotta slow it down. Maybe not this game, I want this game to be over. There we go. Just cheesing it on the bounce up and down the B lane to advance the strike value a couple of times. Yes. Finally a bounce back in from the out lane. That's better. Okay. At least that time I was smart enough not to tilt away my bonus. I almost like tried to do something stupid there to save it, but I thought better of it. Doesn't matter. Does not even matter. Okay, let's make this one final game of the evening. Got kind of later than I expected. Somehow I bumped the... Oh, I see. Start button got stuck. Didn't actually want a 4-player game. That's better. Come on. Slow the ball down. Finally like the spinner. Like the spinner and then immediately double my score. Doesn't take much to get some points off the spinner. Almost muffed the drop catch there. The outlane was feeling friendly that time. Okay. Triple bonus. Triple bonus. Sadly, it was not a very big bonus. Triple. Bit too much juice on the nudge, so I bounced over the D lane and back to the line. Okay, I think I'm about done. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out, especially those who hang out and chat a little. So have a good evening, everybody. Catch you some other time.